guys, first I'm sorry if the video is a little bit later than scheduled. I was outside of Cairo and I just returned yesterday. Second, if you see this in the screen, do not worry, it's just that I am recharging my camera. It's out of power and the wire is kind of hanging because the camera is on the tripod and it's just a mess over here. But anyways, I'm today doing head positions, and I want you first to check on how to draw manga male face and female face, which I'll leave it in the information box because it has a really good idea on the front view of a head. Okay, so I'm not going to explain this, just going to quickly remind you, it's just a circle and we're going to divide it like this and a triangle. I know this looks horrible, but this is just a reminder. Go to my first video, it explains everything with details and proportions and everything. But in this video, its purpose is to show you different head positions, because when you're doing a manga, let's be honest, just sticking with one pose for the head will make the reader really bored. So you want to learn how to rotate your character's head and different type of positions, and I will go with the most common types of head poses for your characters. Now, if you've seen the first video, you already have a good idea on the proportions of the face, and I will go over it quickly like when I am drawing this. So again, it's a circle, and we'll zoom in. And we're going to zoom in so to show you guys more of this. It's a circle, and of course, if you're rotating a circle, it doesn't matter, it stays the same. But you're going to put some guidelines in the middle, and that is going to determine how the face looks like. I do everything with guidelines because simply it makes it so much easier to draw. So this is a 3/4 view, this is 3/4 right here, and this is 1/4 approximately. It doesn't have to be really like super duper precise. But you have an idea here that this kind of bow is rotating, and so is the head with it. So the triangle part in the face is rotating. You'll have a 3/4 part in the face, which I'm sure like a lot of people, if they're not drawing with guidelines, how are you going to do this? It's a good question, you gotta ask that to yourself. I don't know how exactly to do it without the guidelines anymore. It's simple. You see, if we divide the that one was scary a bit there in the strip, however, I am doing here the same guidelines, divided in half, and from here we'll just connect it. Now this guideline is a bit long. It's supposed to be, this is again 1, 2, 3, and this is 1, 2, 3, and this will have to be 1, 2, 3. These 3 lines needs to be equal, okay? Remember, I did that in the first video. You gotta go and see it. So anyway, from this point to that point, which is like almost 2/3 of the face, is going to connect like this, and same with this. It's going to connect like this as well, and this is practically the 3/4 view of the head. Now, where do you place the neck? I'm sure everyone will ask, how do you place a neck? Very simple. It so happens that the neck is almost here. If you've seen the first video, you know that it centers, or the chin is kind of in the center, but this is a 3/4 view. So again, we are going to apply the same rule, the guidelines. We need the guidelines. 1/4 here and 3/4. So just 2 lines, and make sure that they are like this. And this is how you get a 3/4 view of a neck, simply. And of course, I'm just doing like this to kind of give me like a guideline. I usually go with a lighter base, but this is for the purpose of explaining the video. Do not go and doing darker lines from the start. You're drawing will become disasterific. And that's how you do a 3/4 view with a neck. And if we move a bit, you want to change your 3/4 view a bit dramatically, like we want to rotate it so it's not exactly a profile image, but or it's going to become a profile. It's the same idea. We're just going to push the line, push that line, and I'll show you in a bit how to draw the face features after finishing all the poses and the guidelines. I'm going to push the line. As you can see, it's really pushed, and I'm going to go with the same thing, dividing the circle like this. Okay, and divided it, and the same numbers, 2/3 and 2/3, and this time, because we are rotating the head very close to the profile, we're going to start to see the back of the head or the skull. Like this. This is the back of your head or the skull. You gotta keep that one in mind. Now, a lot of people are not used to drawing the skull very often. Usually you don't see it in a 3/4 view that often, but the more you rotate towards the profile, the more it appears. And again, we are going, let's see, this is almost, I don't know how big this is, so I'm estimating that this is 1 almost over 6, probably, just to be a bit more precise. This is 4, and this is a half out of 4, so this is exactly 1/8. And I am going to go with the same line over here, and remember, it's almost something, I'm sorry, this one was a little bit wrong. It always has the chin or this kind of neck pose, because to be honest, you can rotate the neck and you're looking the other way, or I'm sorry, you rotate the head and then it's looking the other way, and so the neck kind of has a different type of pose, which I will explain in future videos. But for now, I just want to get like the basics. Here's a little tip for you guys. This is the ear line, okay? In this kind of pose, just had a little accident, but everything is fine. The camera fell on my head and so did the tripod, but I'm alright. And it's still recording, which shows that this is a good sign. I am sorry. Okay, so here it is again. I was going to kind of measure this, and yeah, it's close. This is almost close to 2.5. Well, this is 1.5. So this is almost. So I kind of calculated this, and for some reason it's 3:5 in ratio, but this is how it is. And well, maybe if you're working with something a little bit bigger, you can apply, or you know, like a bigger face, you can apply the same measurements or the same ratio. And here is where you put the neck. So I can't really explain about the neck that much, except that it's like this. And this is how you draw a face in profile, kind of a basic shape. And how about we go now and put in some details about this 3 bad boys, and then you can compare the 3 together. I'm going to put a bit of just random looking shape. And the nose. And the mouth. And the same measurements from the video in the information box. So go ahead and check that out, because I'm not going to mention them again. It's going to take a while, and I still got more to do in this video. That's one shape, and it's absolutely random. I have no idea what I have drawn. But I'm going to take my friend over here and put the same shape. I'm going to put the eye. Of course, the eye is going to rotate. And the more you rotate, the more that the head kinda starts to appear. And as you can see, the nose is starting to actually appear outside the face. And if you even want to go a bit dramatic, you can put some details of the lips like this. If you want to, that is. You don't have to, actually. And I forgot to mention, there is this little part, which is, you see, if you see the eye is like inside the head. It's like an eyeball, or there is like this hole that's, the eye is kind of inside. I don't know how to explain this, but it's not on the same level as your forehead, and thus creating this sort of bump. In the front view, you don't see it. This kind of bump is usually seen more in the when you are rotating the face more. And again, I have no idea who this guy is. He just turned out to be like this. And he's really one angry looking guy. And I forgot even to draw his eyebrows. Now, let's jump ahead with the profile. And this is going to be a little bit tricky, so keep an eye with me. Because drawing the profile is a little bit different from drawing through a recorder view and so on like that. There is the little bump I told you about between the forehead and the eyes. Usually this is where the eyebrows is usually, and this is the lips. Usually there is lips when you are rotating the head. And if you do want to add some chin shape, you can do something like this. And again, I'll just draw the hair with this randomly looking guy. There is no really like rules to do when you are rotating anime looking hair and even realistic hair. The one thing that can determine that for you is if you are drawing a person and you having a picture of him and kind of showing the picture from the side, like from the profile, then you have a pretty good idea on how he looks from the side with a certain hairstyle. Although there are common things, like if you are doing a ponytail, it's something that looks like, if I'm going to do a quick one right here, it's usually something like this. This is the tight ponytail, and it's really like out really quick, so it's not really that pretty. And it's sort of like a common hairstyle. You can see this, and this is kind of a simple way to draw it. Now let's move ahead with a bunch of other head styles. I talked about the other ones, real details. This time I'm going to talk about them, or these head positions, really quick. I'm going to do the up view. Oops, this is not appearing and camera's not focusing. Okay, so it focused finally. So above, we're looking above, the same idea, the circle. The guidelines though is up. And the same with the mouse and everything. The mouth, not the mouse. This time it's going to be a little bit tricky, as you can see. I will try to put this as the simplest way I can explain, because the head is up. You probably won't be able to see the chin inside of the neck, and since the chin or the neck is the center of the chin, it's going to be probably something like this. I don't know if this is right or not, but this is usually the way I drew it. And then the eyes. The guy is looking up. And you can tell here that his head is like looking back. So you won't be able to see all of his head, probably just a bit of his bangs maybe. The ears also will be up or so. You can close in the face like this, but you can also leave it. It's kind of up to you and how you like it. See whatever fits you. Looking down. The same concept, we're just going to reverse the guidelines. But this time, we're going to draw the neck. We draw the chin, I'm sorry. And you'll see more of the head and less of the face. And you see, I did the nose like this when you're looking up, and I do it like this when you're looking down, kinda, because the shadow's showing on the nose, so I kind of want to give an indication to the shadow. And the mouth is kind of closer to the nose. Well, the nose shadow is a little bit exaggerated here. And you can tell that the proportions of the face is kind of a bit messed up. And that's the thing with perspective, is that because we are kind of drawing in perspective actually. Perspective do kind of mess up proportions and the things that you kind of know. And we're going to draw more. He's not really like looking down. But you can tell that he is lowering his head. And you can see more of it now. Who is this guy? I don't know. We're just going to make him look down a bit. And you can even put even more downer lines, like so. Because this didn't seem like he was looking really that down. When usually the face is looking down, there will be parts that will be overshadowed. How should I say this? There's parts that's covering over other parts. So the face, since the face is, let's keep this full. Now the face, there isn't really that much cover over it. That's why you don't feel that the face is covered. Yes, that's what I sort of want to say. yeah, this one looks like it's looking down. So I really missed this line, which kind of showed or indicated how the eyebrows kind of looks down, like down on. I kind of missed that. And that is it. If you do have any other questions, tell me, guys, in the comments. Next video, I'm going to compare faces of different age ranges. So we're going to play around with kids, teens, grown-ups, and elder, and so on like that. It's going to be an interesting one because I will probably gonna study this video. I did play a bit with older people's face, and I know how to draw teens and people in their 20s and a bit of kids here and there. That's going to be really an interesting one for me, and I hope this tutorial was useful for you, and I'll see you in another one. Bye bye.